Hi, this is Leo King 1988, and today I decided to make a leopard gecko care video. So here goes. One of the most important things is your heat source, because leopard geckos are belly heat animals. They don't really like overhead light, i.e. heat lamps, things like that. They do prefer belly heat, so I do recommend getting a heat pad. A lot of people that I've seen setting up tanks and stuff like that are not actually setting these heat pads up properly. What you must do is, with the probe, you must put it over the heat mat to get a correct temperature reading. So when you decide to put your heat pad in, put your probe directly on top of it and cover it with your substrate. If you don't, basically the heat pad will heat up and heat up and heat up until it gets too hot. Or the probe, say you had the probe over the cold end of the vivarium, then the heat pad will constantly heat up and stay on, which you don't want. You want the heat pad to come on, hit the desired temperature, and then shut itself off. Then when it drops below that desired temperature, it comes back on. You don't want it to be stuck on all the time, because there is a possibility of overheating. Okay, so that's that. Like I said, always a must is fresh water every day. I haven't put any I haven't got a calcium dish in here because I do shake and bake all of my bugs before I put them in. So do it to shake and bake your bugs. Get yourself some crickets or something and a container. Put some calcium powder into the container with your bugs, and then you basically put the lid on and you shake the container up and down until the bugs are coated in whichever calcium powder you're using. I'm using this leopard gecko calcium powder. It's one that I got from my local pet shop. It seems to do the trick. It's by T-Rex. So yeah, this is the one that I'm using. I've also got bearded dragons as well, so I also use this one right here. It says for most reptiles, snakes and tortoises. I use this for both. I put a bit of both of these on my bugs for my leopard geckos, just to keep them nice and healthy. I do sometimes have a calcium dish in there, but obviously my females just laid eggs, so they like to flick the dirt into the calcium dish. That's why I don't have a food dish either, because they do tend to flick all this substrate into the food dish or into the calcium dish, so I'm constantly cleaning it. So I do prefer to shake and bake my bugs, and also with my crickets that I'm breeding, I will put calcium powder into their container and over their food, so the bugs eat the calcium first, then shake and bake. So that basically, if you get bugs that have eaten calcium and eaten well, then they're better than giving bugs that have not been fed calcium or any kind of vitamin supplement. Basically, your leopard gecko will be getting basically double the amount of nutrients and stuff that they need to keep them healthy if you feed your bugs with a calcium powder as well. Also, I do recommend, I've got a old CD container here, cut a hole out, put some mop material in there for a nest box for one, and also for shedding their skin. Got a second one over here, which is just a regular cricket container. They've got the heat pads underneath this cave, and then this is the cool side where I've got a half log, which all my geckos like to hide under. But yeah, they're doing okay. Fresh water every day. Obviously a nest box, obviously, because I have got a breeding trio. My moist hide. It depends what you like to feed your leopard geckos as well. I feed them on a variety of things. After my females have laid their eggs, I do like to feed them waxworms to build themselves back up, give them a nice fat healthy tail. They get waxworms, mealworms, crickets that I'm breeding myself. I will start breeding waxworms and mealworms soon, so I can keep the costs down. I will be making videos of how I'm doing that later on. I have got a few videos on cricket breeding. If you decide that you want to start cricket breeding, that's totally down to you, or if you find it easier buying your stuff from Pet Supply, then that's totally down to you as well. Obviously, like I said about the heat mat, always set that heat mat up right, because you don't want to bring any harm to your reptile. I've got two lights up here, fire glow red and a standard white. Obviously leopard geckos do not need a UV light, so of a night time this day glow bulb goes off and the fire glow bulb goes on. When the red light's on, my leopard geckos do like to come out and hunt for food and stuff like that. With the hydrometer up here, I try and keep it around 40 to 50. A lot of you will say get it down to at least 30, but my leopard geckos are not so keen on it when the hydration drops down below 40, so that is my preference. So all of mine are doing well. I have had one infertile egg from my standard female Shadow, and I've had two fertile eggs from my hypotangerine Sandy. They are down here being incubated, just in this container. The two dirtier ones out of the three are Sandy's, my hypotangerine, and the white egg that you can see on the end, that is from Shadow, my standard female. I do hope that they will turn out to be females. I am using temperature to get females, which is 80 to 85 for females, 85 to 90 for males. So I am breeding at the lower end of the temperature to produce females, because I'm upgrading my Viv soon, so I would like a 6:1 ratio, 6 females to 1 male, which is recommended, so the female doesn't get each female doesn't get bothered as much by the male. Earlier on today, my male decided that he was going to try and mate with my hypotangerine, and she wasn't very happy about that, so she turned around and bit his tail. As you can see, there's Sandy running away, obviously because the male is in the back of the Viv there. He is actually trying to mount the back of Shadow here, but I will leave that for another time. I will be making a breeding video, so hope this helps you out, guys. If you've got any questions, please give me a shout. I'm more than willing to help. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.